Well, happy Monday to everybody. This is 7 days of prayer, day one. Just announced this off the cuff on Sunday, and thank God for our team. They pulled it together, and we're going to put it on waterschurch.tv every day at 9 a.m. So here's the deal. I want to invite us to pray for 7 days together as a church, and I want us to pray through the book of James, because James, again, is like that theme verse, James 4:8, draw near to God, he will draw near to you. And so I want to encourage you to read through the book of James. If possible, read through it every day. It's 5 chapters. It's very short. It's going to take you about 20 minutes. And it's the Word of God. And I think, you know what? We need more of it. And it's a great challenge for you, challenge for me as well. Let's do this together as a church family, right? So James chapter 1, and I just want you to listen to how he starts, because this is going to be the theme of our prayer for today, Monday. He says in verse 2, "Count it all joy, my brothers, when you meet when you meet many trials of various kinds, for you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness, and let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing." And then he says, "If you lack wisdom, ask God, who gives generously without reproach, and it will be given to you." And I just thought about that very first admonition from James, and it's going to be the theme for today. Trials and trouble have a purpose in the Christian's life. And the purpose is to produce steadfastness and maturity. And then also to expand and increase your wisdom. So in the middle of this corona crisis, in the middle of all of this, my prayer points for you today are, number one, God, what do you want to show me in the middle of this crisis? What character development are you doing in me? Maybe God is forcing you to get along with family members. Maybe God is forcing you to start looking at the things that you need to start cleaning spiritual house in your life on. Maybe God is asking you to get into His Word more than you normally do, and now you have plenty of time on your hands to do that. So that's the first prayer point, is God, what are you showing me right now? What do you want me to hear and receive right now? Spend time today praying through that. Count it joy, he says, when you meet various trials, because they're going to produce something. So what do you want to produce in me? Then he says, later in the passage in chapter 1, he says this, "Do not be deceived," verse 16, "my brothers, every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variation or shadow due to change." Verse 18, "Of His own will, He brought us forth by the word of truth, that we should be a kind of first fruits of His creatures." And then this, verse 19, "Know this, my beloved brothers, let every person be quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger. For the anger of man does not produce the righteousness that God requires. Therefore put away all filthiness and rampant wickedness, and receive with meekness the implanted word, which is able to save your souls." So here's another prayer point. Father, help me to get control of my speech during the season. Spend time today thinking about how you talk, thinking about how you listen. Am I listening to those around me? Am I speaking words of encouragement? Am I speaking positivity? Am I tweeting positivity? I've had to delete 3 tweets this week because I got so angry and upset. I just put it out there and it was just nasty, and I came back later and said, "Lord, that's just angry. Let me just delete that." Maybe you need to delete some words that you say to people in your life. Maybe you need to just pray through that. Ask God to give you the grace to be, what he says here, slow to speak, slow to anger, quick to listen. And that's as far as I want to get in James today. And I want us to pray. I want us to pray for those 2 priorities on Monday, the first day of our prayer time together. Father, what are you showing me right now? What do I need to receive from you in the midst of this crisis? Pray through that today. Then wait upon him, and he's going to answer. I believe he's going to start speaking into your heart. And then number 2, Father, help me to be a person of positivity, a person who speaks words of encouragement, a person who listens far better than I speak, so that I can be that calming presence for others in the midst of this season. So read through James, receive, as he says in that passage, the implanted word which is able to save your souls. Let's do this together, 7 days of prayer. Pray through these things. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m.